Don said, and the first norm I'm going to talk about is available data. But I got to tell you a story. I was at Carmine's last night. Great dinner. Great dinner.
Nice mural on the wall, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we left, it was pretty dark. And I go out to the street, and I'm walking back to the hotel, and I notice there's a man looking on the ground near one of the light posts. The rest of the area is pretty dark, and he's working pretty hard. And I walk over because I'm a nice guy. And I'm a city person, so I don't mind. And I ask him, I said, well, can I help you? What's wrong? He says, I lost a cufflink. I lost my gold cufflink. I said, okay. He goes, my wife gave it to me as an anniversary gift. I'm like, okay, let's look. I was on the ground, on my knees, for 15 minutes looking for this gold cufflink. And finally I said, being a problem solver, right? We're all problem solvers. I said, well, maybe we should stop, because I always lose things. Let's back up and remember the last time you had it and go through your steps. And he said, okay, I know I had it on in the restaurant. I said, where? Carmine's. I ate there too. That was great. We were both there. That's awesome. And he said, I'm pretty positive as I walked out, I had it on. I said, okay, and then you realize you didn't. He says, yes. And I said, great. So when was the last time you remember seeing it? He says, when I walked out of Carmine's. I said, okay, and did you walk over here? He goes, no. And I said, why aren't we looking in the dark? He says, the light's better here. Same problem with using available data. When you come to us and say we want to develop a metric, and by the way, I have all this data, could you develop a metric for me? We're looking where the light's better, not where your need is. I need to know what your needs are. What do you want to accomplish? What question are you driving at? Remember that root question we said everything's going to drive from? I need to know what's driving your need. And as someone pointed out to me last night, it's a great conversation we had about this, I don't only want to know what you want, I have to figure out what you actually need. And a lot of times we don't know what we need, and we think we know what we want. So we'll throw things out there and then make us, like Don said, well, I'll know when I see it. Just keep trying, keep trying. We waste a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of time and a whole lot of resources. So what we want is not to start with available data. And I'm going to push this one home, right? We want to always start with a root question. And now you can use the 5 whys, especially you can let somebody else use the 5 whys with you to help pull out of you what it is you really need to know. That is our basis, the root question. So the first thing, if you notice what we're talking about, is how you start with a metric. How you start developing a metric. And that is from the root question, not from available data. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about, though,